Hey guys, Survival here. Today I want to go over some very important life lessons for preppers. What brought about this video? A very good friend of mine had his shipping container, which he uses for storage on his rural property, broken into. So life lesson number 1, OPSEC, operational security. The 3 most important words anyone who is a prepper needs to remember. Need to know. Only tell those who absolutely need to know. And that is those who are directly involved. Anyone else that needs to know but is not directly involved on a regular basis, tell them only when they need to know. Do not go telling them. He had innocently mentioned it to some of his colleagues. They then obviously mentioned it to some of the people they know, their friends and other fellow colleagues. And eventually word got out that he was a prepper, that he had supplies in a shipping container on his rural property. This brings us to life lesson number 2. When a lock is useless. We all understand that good locks are expensive. However, we expect the low to medium price locks to actually work as mentioned. And for the most part they do. But remember, locks are one of those things that are made to a price and subsequently a quality. They put design for price over security. That's where the cost savings are. High security locks that have security pins, sidebars, trap pins, and many other security features that mean picking them is extremely difficult are simply left out. However, there's one extremely crucial weakness that is left in cheap locks, and that is what is called an unshielded keyway. So I will give a quick demonstration on a tiny lock of the weakness that occurred in the lock my mate used on his shipping container. Even though his lock was bigger, the same weakness still existed because it was made to a price, not to a security level. Given my background as a mechanical engineer, locks have always interested me, as has security. One of the things in recent times that I have started doing is looking at designing a better lock, designing a more secure lock. And as such, this has given me access to knowledge, tools, tips and tricks about how locks work, as well as opening my eyes to some of the security flaws. So, as we have here, a small padlock. I have this tool locksmiths refer to as the shank. I simply insert this tool into the lock's keyway, get it in the right position, and it pops open. How's this happened? Well, it's very simple. This is exploiting a weakness in the lock, and the weakness is an exposed, unshielded keyway. So in other words, as the tool goes in, it can reach the locking paw that holds the shackle in place. By simply moving the tool, I push the locking paw back, and open pops the lock. Didn't need a key, got into it. This exact flaw occurred on a much physically larger lock that was unshielded because it was built to a price, not to a security level. It did look impressive, it did look like a strong, secure lock. However, security features were left out because it was built to a price. So life lesson number 2, buy good quality, high security locks when you're securing things such as shipping containers. Do not, I repeat, do not assume that a lock is secure just because it looks secure. Just because it looks big, just because it looks tough, doesn't mean it doesn't have weaknesses. Hey guys, I've had to finish the rest of this video off inside as a whole bunch of storm clouds have rolled in, making it way too dark to film outside. So here we are, inside at the homestead. So, life lesson for preppers number 3. Always, I repeat, always keep digital copies whether they be scans or photographs of any and all important documents. It wasn't just information and knowledge and effectively a survival library that went missing. My friend had a box which was locked but not bolted in place, containing other important documents, such as his certificates from TAFE and his university degree. These documents are irreplaceable. Yes, it is possible to get an official reprint for a fee. However, any official reprint will state on it in writing that it is a reprint, not an original. Thankfully, his other more important documents, such as birth certificate, passport, the deed to his house and land, were all stored at his other location in a safe, and thankfully don't need replacing. There is honestly no valid reason why important documents are not backed up in a digital form. USB sticks, they're a dime a dozen. They're cheap. DVDs, blank DVDs for burning data to, they're cheap. And if you really have a lot of documents that you need to back up, a blank Blu-ray disc, whilst not the cheapest, can hold a phenomenal amount of data. And if you want to spend that bit extra, you can get an archival grade one, also known as a MO disc, which is effectively, as I understand it, a stone disc. You can also have multiple hard drives, which you can have duplicates of the same information on. Keep a couple of these securely at another location, and you will never lose electronic copies of any and all important documents. I would advise you do encrypt the data, especially given that a lot of these important documents can be used to verify your identity and who you are, and as such you do not want them falling into the wrong people's hands. So yes, do encrypt them, but keep backups. And lastly, always get the correct information. Get professional advice if you need. Doesn't matter whether it's simple security, whether it's what lock you should buy. In the case of locks, contact your local locksmith. They will be able to give you the most up-to-date and accurate and relevant information to your personal circumstances. In regards to how safe your place is, what you can do to make it safer, contact your local security company who do security system installations. They will be able to perform a completely relevant and specific to you security assessment, give you full details, and make proper, informed, relevant suggestions on what you can do to secure your place. Do not assume you know best. Unless it is your job, unless it is your day-to-day field, you will not know it anywhere near as well as someone who does it for their living. And remember, stay safe in the bush.